Hello, today I'm going to be measuring and drilling the holes in my saucer, and these are the tools I'm going to be using here. I've got a sheet of paper, pencil, protractor, a pair of scissors, okay, for actually measuring where I'm going to be putting the holes, and then for the actual drilling, I've got two sizes of hammer drills. I've got 1/4" and 5" then hand drill there. So, but before I do any of that to one of these saucers, when I get them back from buying them at Home Depot, one of the first things I did was get the label off the back and then stick the saucers in the oven. Let them bake, set the temperature, less than 200 degrees. So basically to get if there's any moisture in there, bake that out. And then I set the temperature up to 500 degrees in the oven. You could probably, you can do this in your kiln too, but if you're busy firing something else, you don't want to have your kiln occupied baking, drying something like this out, which is fairly trivial. So anyway, about hour and a half or so at a bit under 200 degrees, and then for another hour at 500. And that should, so far it's worked for me. It's baked all the moisture out, if there has been any in here, so it hasn't caused any problems. So anyway, let me get started. I'm going to measure the bottom here, and oops, there we go. It's approximately 6 3/4. So got that measured. Draw my circle on here, and 6 3/4 divided by 2 ends up being, whoops, alright, this is a little, we'll use this other one here. 6 3/4 divided by 2 is 3 3/8, so I want to get this to be 3 3/8. Oops, measure this, 3 3/8. There we go. Just like that. Here. Draw a circle. Paper. Okay. Here's my center hole. And what I'm going to do is take my pencil and draw a line straight through it. Oh dear, my pencil lead broke. That is annoying. Let's try this again. Draw a line in the center. Now I'm going to do 5 holes, want them evenly spaced. So I'm going to take my protractor here, start. I'm going to add probably about 1" or so onto the radius, and then I'm just going to go draw a small arc like that. Alright, and I'm going to put the point down at the other side and draw another arc in the opposite direction, and this will give me 90 degrees through here. So go ahead and do that. Draw a line, slide them through. Just like that. So I'm going to have a hole in the center here, and then 4 more holes along here. I need to decide exactly how far out from the center I want to space these. I could just go halfway, take half the radius, and just put them in the center here. Or I might just, I want to just do that, half the radius. So let's make it 2 inches from the center. We'll make the holes 2 inches from the center, okay? Just do that. There. And just draw another circle. close enough. There. So what I'm going to do is take my X-Acto knife, punch the paper out a little bit. Just do that. Basically, just enough of a hole there to stick the pencil so I can mark on the saucer. Just enough. Just get some of that paper out of the way. And get some of this out of the way here. Widen that. There. Obviously, you don't have to go to the trouble that I'm going here. You don't necessarily need to. I suppose you can just eyeball it. If you have a good eye for that, then more power to you, because I don't. So let's just cut this out. Okay, now let's take my little saucer here, lay that down, more or less center it, close enough. I'm going to take my pencil and just mark the holes like that. This is where I'm going to be drilling. Come up, 4 dots, 1 in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I got this little piece of paint, little 1/8" piece of wood here. It's a paint stir. Anyway, I'm going to put this underneath just to have a little bit of an underlayment for when I drill down, so it doesn't try to minimize chipping around the hole. At this point, having some chipping around the hole when I'm drilling using the 1/8", excuse me, using the 1/4" drill to drill the pilot hole is not a big deal, because that'll get chewed up by the big 5/8" drill. So let me go ahead and do that. Plus, you don't have to use 5/8. You can use even larger, 1 inch. I don't know how much those would cost, but yeah, these are hammer drills for drilling in concrete. So anyway, so I'm going to do the pilot holes first, and this particular hammer drill has these little kinks in there for kind of locking it in place. So the bigger drill bit doesn't, and I just like to hand tighten it in this situation, so I'm not applying too much pressure. Oops. Hand tightened. So I'm not going to press down too hard or anything like that. Just kind of pretty much let the weight of the drill do the work and the tip. I don't want this to overheat, and it takes a little while, so don't put a lot of weight on it. Just let the drill do the work, and don't turn it up too fast either. Making progress here. So it's a little time consuming, but you'll end up with much better results if you take it broken through. A little bit of chipping, but what I'm going to do with the big bit is come at it from both sides. First from here, then from the top, and then from here again. Just going to work my way through to the center, so it kind of minimizes the amount of the saucer that just kind of blows out, gets chipped out. So this is fun. This is not a big deal. And having this underlayment here kind of minimizes the chipping, gives it some support. So now let me do the next.